I said, I learned something when this had occurred. I said, I learned that you could pick money back. You can drop money. You could pick money up. You can't drop time and pick time back up. I said, when I was going through this, I looked and I seen my dad, and I don't want to ever worry about that situation ever again. I don't want to be in that situation where I got to worry to see why do I got to die before my why. I would never let that happen. So, I told Matt, I said, Matt, I need to run this training tonight. We need to run this. So we got out the hospital, and when we got out the hospital, I met up with Matt 2 hours after I got out the hospital, and I told him, I said, "Yo, I have energy right now. I'm like, I don't know what it is. Like, I have patches on my body right now. I was like, I have energy right now. I was like, we got to run this training tonight. I got to let them know how I feel." And boom, tonight comes, and we run the training, and I felt like that was what I was meant to do. I felt like that was the right thing for me to do. And we ran the training, and then the next day we were supposed to have an event. And I looked at Matt. I said, Matt, I still want to run the event tomorrow. I was like, I can't stop just because I have something going on with me. I need this. I need this more than ever right now. And we ran the event the next day, and I told myself I'll never take time for granted. I'll never I'll never really just lose the thought of how I want to say this. I'll never lose the thought of thinking that everything I'll have time to do it tomorrow, or I got time to do it next week, or maybe I'll just do it next month.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I could drop my clothing line, next year. No, I gotta go and do it now. I gotta go and complete that now. I gotta go accomplish my goals now. I gotta go make sure my pops is good now, right? And that was really what kept me going. I always had that why in the back of my mind, and how that changed my life forever. I could say every single day I wake up, and I start with prayer. Every single day I wake up and I start with prayer. And one of the biggest things somebody told me, they said, you always, when somebody calls your phone, and that you see the name on the phone, right? And you see that name on the phone, and you're like, oh, look, it's Nano. Nano's calling me. Ah, that's my boy. I can't wait to pick up this phone call, because I know it's going to come with a massive amount of energy. It's going to come with, all the blessings of the world. Because whenever I talk to Nano, it's always good vibes. It's good energy. And then you always have that person that calls your phone. And when you look at the name on the phone, it's about, oh, what does this person want today? What does this person need? Because every time you see this person's name pop up on the phone, it's like they need something.
Thanks.
And how I thought of it, I said, when I'm calling for God and I'm doing prayer, and God sees my name pop up on his phone, how is God looking at me? Is he looking at me like, what does Fads need today? Or is he looking at me with a big smile on his face, like, I can't wait to answer this call from Fads, because Fads is always grateful. Fads is always appreciative for life, right? So how I come into things is, I want to be able, that individual to be able to give. I want to be that individual that I'm not too big for the little things. I appreciate the little things more than ever now. And that's one of the biggest things that I've learned through this whole journey.
Wow, bro, that was beautiful. And it's so amazing to see it all happen, bro, because I watched it all from the outside, and just even you talking to me right now, I could kind of picture the moment and remember how it all played out. And to see you go to that event and do the training and still show up regardless of anything, bro, what you said about time and dying before your why, that was something that's so powerful. And I hope that everybody that's listening to this takes that lesson very, very, very serious, because guys, a lot of us, we tend to, put things aside. Yo, you know what? I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. I'll do it next month. But yo, it's right now that we got to do it. And, watching Fads, go through that traumatic experience in his life and still be able to show up through the tough times, guys, that's 1,000,001 opportunity right there. Like, out of 1,000,000 people that would have went through that, you guys got to understand that 999,000 people would have probably not showed up to a training or an event the next day, but he was that one person, and he was that chosen one. So, we all appreciate you, bro, for being so strong and doing so. But, I want to talk about now how we were able to attract the same mentor, right? We both have the same mentor. Matt Rose is our mentor. He's guided us, he showed us the way. And as we both know, when the student is ready, the mentor appears.
Hmm.
I want you to talk about what was it that you did to prepare yourself as a student to attract a mentor like Matt Rosa, who's a top 5 network marketer in the world. He's been inducted into the $1 Million Hall of Fame. He's a top earner in our company. I want you to talk about that. How was it that you were able to attract a mentor of that magnitude into your life, bro?
No, most definitely. First and foremost, I do want to say I appreciate you, Mr. Rosa.
Facts.
Matt, thank you for allowing me to be just a mentee. I don't think you understand that really did change my life. Just allowing you to take me up under your wing, right? Somebody like Matt Rosa, man. Um, I truly believe they they find who's really passionate about the business. They find who's really passionate about life. And I believe that I'm an individual that is very passionate about this business. I'm very passionate about life, and I don't take it for granted, right? And he told me this right here, and he said, if you really love yourself, you let yourself go. Whoever you was.
Wow, if you really love yourself, you'll let yourself go. What a word. Amen, amen, amen. Well, Grand Rising Familia, happy Monday. I am so excited to be on this call with each and every single one of you guys. I pray all of you are having a phenomenal start to your weeks, to your days. And I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be able to start the week off powerful. It's always a pleasure to jump on these calls and be able to pour in and just learn and become better versions of ourselves and do our morning routines. Real quick, if you've done your morning routine this morning and you've poured into yourself, put some 222s in the chat box. If you've taken the time to spend some time with you, to spend some time with the Lord, if you went to the gym, you did what was required. Amazing, amazing, amazing. That's awesome. Huge shout out to you guys. I started reading this book right here. It's called Unreasonable Hospitality last week, and I'm already 100 pages in. It's going so good. It's such a really good book. Highly recommend it. Add it to your list of books that Nino recommends, right? So many books that I recommend, but that's the reason why you got to read, because that way you can always start to tap into this information and become more aware of what's going on. But super excited, very blessed as well. This week, I want to give you guys an update. I will only be doing mornings with Nano this week on Mondays. I think I'm going to only do mornings with Nano this week, Monday and Wednesday, maybe Friday. This week is a travel week for me. On Thursday, I head out to El Salvador for the pre-retreat kind of like check-in, go out there, check everything out for the retreat. And I'm going to be out there Thursday, Friday, all the way till Monday. All right. So I just want to kind of give you guys an update on that. So I'm going to be gone after Thursday. And then tomorrow, Tuesday, I actually have a golf networking event here right down the street from my house that I'm going to a networking event around 9:30. So I won't be able to be on the call. So this week, most likely, we're going to shoot to do a training Monday, Wednesday, potentially on Friday. I'll keep you guys updated on the Friday one. I think I'll be able to do it on Friday. I know that check. Yeah, no, we actually could do Friday. I check out at 11 a.m. So I'll just probably have to do a quick 30-minute session on Friday. So I'll keep you guys updated on the Friday session. So shoot for this week's for Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for mornings with Nano. Just wanted to update you guys, give you guys an update. I'll mention it at the end of the call for anyone who's not here. But I'm excited. This week is going to be good. Finishing up the last couple of days of the third quarter of the year. As we all know, on Wednesday, it is October 1st. October 1st is officially the start of the fourth quarter. All right. The start of the fourth quarter is officially on Wednesday, October 1st. Okay. So if you haven't done your evaluation, it is time for you to do that evaluation. I'm going to just give you a little reminder of some of the things that you should be doing before the end of this quarter, right? I recommend doing a couple of things, right? And these are a couple of things that I do that have helped me out so much. Right before I jump into training, give me 5 minutes to cover it with you guys. Just as a reminder, number one, as you guys know, we gotta evaluate ourselves, right? You can choose to evaluate your quarter, or you can choose to evaluate your year up until this moment right here, right? What have you done well so far this year? What haven't you done well? And what improvements are you going to make in the fourth quarter? All right, those are three questions you want to ask yourself. Take the time to do it today, tomorrow, but do not go and start Wednesday without doing this. Make this a high top priority at the top of your list. My weekly, you could call it your weekly evaluation, you could call it your 9 month evaluation, you could call it your third quarter evaluation. Doesn't matter. What I want you to do is evaluate yourself, right? Because remember, you cannot fix what you don't confront. And the best way to confront the things that you're not fixing is by evaluating yourself, doing a true evaluation that just you and you. What did you do well so far this year? Put that number one. That's the first question. What have you done well this year? Number one. Number two, this is the question I want you to be honest and real with. What haven't you done well this year? Or what didn't you do well in the third quarter? Be honest, be truthful. If you haven't been waking up on time, be honest. If you haven't been going to the gym, if you haven't been doing your morning routine, if you haven't been stepping out of your comfort zone, if you haven't been able to limit distractions, if you haven't been able to stop watching Netflix, whatever it is, put that on that piece of paper. What didn't you do well this year so far? And then the final question is going to determine what your game plan is. What improvements am I going to make in this fourth quarter? What improvements are you going to make? You're going to start going to the gym. You're going to start reading more. You're going to start posting on social media more. You're going to start studying more. Whatever that is, you're going to start building a relationship with God, and you're going to start tapping in more into the Bible. Whatever that improvement is, that's going to base your game plan for this next quarter. Remember what I said, and I'm going to say it again. You can do in one quarter what you didn't do in 3 quarters. You can do in one quarter. You can do in October, November, and December what you didn't do in from January till September. I promise you, I've done it in the past. I've taken advantage of quarters like this one. I've taken advantage of days like the one that's coming up right now, October 1st. And I'm telling you, those days are big. Those days that you can basically start off brand new. It's like a new year, right? Because it's a new week. Sorry, it's a new day, new week, new month, new quarter, right? It almost feels like January 1st all over again, right? I like to call these moments mini New Years, right? Because it's times that I get a chance to reset, I get a chance to reflect on what was, and I get a chance to start working on what I want it to be. So please do your evaluation if you haven't already. Second thing I highly recommend everybody to do, all right, is a brain dump, right? Brain dumps have been, in my opinion, this year have been one of the most productive strategies that I've used to become more, what do I want to say, more actionable when it comes to not putting things off. Nano, what is a brain dump, right? Think of everything that you have in your head, right? There's so much that we have to do, so many things we want to get done, right? I want you to make a list of all the things you got to get done this week, right? Whether that's bills, I mean, we already know the first of the month is coming around. Bills we got to pay, things we got to get done, books we got to read, people we got to call, things we got to buy for the house. Think of everything that you've been putting off. Tickets you got to pay, people you got to call, all these things, put it all down. Boom, boom, boom. Make a long list of everything that you've been putting off, all of it, every single thing that you've been putting off. And I want you to make a whole list of it, right? Now, once you have one list of everything you got to get done, then what I want you to do is right next to that list, I want you to make the list from most important to least important. So the first list is just put it all down. Doesn't matter in what order. Just put it all down. and then the list right next to it, put from most important at the top, number one, to least important. And then, okay, I got to get this done first, this done, this done. And the way that I do it that has helped me out so much this year is that I'll put the most important thing first, and then I can't do the second thing until I finish the first one. So when I finish the first one, I do the second one. When I finish the second one, I do the third. When I finish the third, I go to the fourth. And the rule is you can't you can't start the next one until you finish the one before that. Right? If at any point you got to maybe put it on pause because some things got to wait, that's fine. But always come back and finish it, right? And those brain dumps for me have honestly been some of the most productive things that I've done this year, because I used to be somebody that put a lot of things off to the side. And what that ends up being, it ends up becoming weight that then slows you down, clouds your thinking, and doesn't allow you to move the way that you want to move. All right. So, for example, I've gotten almost everything done that I need to get done for El Salvador. I'm done with it. We got everything booked, itineraries, hotels, Airbnbs, everything is already set in place for El Salvador for me. All right. But it was because a couple of weeks ago, I did a brain dump for that. Yo, I got to pay for this. I got to take care of this. We got to buy the flights for this. Boom, 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 boom. Right. So just think of a brain dump that you want to get done to start this week so that you can go into the fourth quarter clean. You can go into the fourth quarter, with a lot better energy. Trust me, if you do that to start the week and you spend the next 48 hours, you spend the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, getting all those things done that you haven't done, I promise you, going into October 1st on Wednesday, you will go into October 1st with a lot better energy. You'll take a lot of weight off of your shoulders. Your mind won't be as clouded, and you'll be able to take more actionable steps towards what it is that you want. Because right now, you may have so much things on your head. You may have so much things to do that right now your path is covered and blocked with all the things that you've been putting to the side and all the things that you've been sweeping under the rug. So please do a brain dump. I'm always going to remind you guys of this because these are the things that have worked for me, that have allowed me to take myself to another level. I'm going to do a brain dump. The moment this call finishes, I'm going to finish up a brain dump that I started because there's certain things that I got to get done. One of the things I got to get done this week is I got to get a haircut, right? I've been waiting to get a nice fresh haircut so that I can go nice and fresh to El Salvador. So I've let the hair grow out, the beard grow out, but I did it on purpose, right? So one of the things I got to do tomorrow is get my haircut, right? That's part of my to-do list. All right. I know the rent is coming up. I got to pay rent this week, right? Those are things that I got to get done, right? Bills I got to pay, things I got to take care of. All right. I got to get my new phone, right? I got to call people, make sure that people's payments are on time. Like there's a couple of things that I got to get done this week in order for me to do that. And then the last thing, Tay, you're right on the right path. Number 1 is your evaluation. Number 2 is the brain dump. Number 3 is your congratulations letter for the end of the year. Right? You can either do a congratulations letter for October, or you can do a congratulations letter for December 31st, 2025, right? What's going to be your intention? What are you going to accomplish? And if you do those 3 things and you get in the habit of doing those things consistently, I promise you, your days, your weeks, your months would be so much more productive if you get in the habit of doing evaluations, brain dumps, and congratulations letters. The congratulations letter are just a way for you to start thinking with the end in mind, right? If you just had the best month of October, what happened? What did you do? How much money did you make? How disciplined were you? How was your morning routine? What book did you read? Tell me what happened, and then congratulate yourself for it and act as if it already happened. Remember, you're writing it from the perspective that is September 30th, October 1st, right? You're here, there now. But I want you to think of what it looks like when it's October 31st, November 1st, and you just finished the best month ever. What happened? Congratulate yourself for it. Congratulations, Daniel. You just had your most disciplined month of the year. You worked out 4 to 5 days a week. You did your morning routine all 31 days of October. You hit the next level in your business. You did this, you did that, you posted these pictures on social media, these videos, this went viral, your relationship with God grew, you read this book in the Bible, you read that book in the Bible, you invested this amount of money, you took care of everything, the final payments for the retreats were taken care of, now we're all fully good and taken care. Like, just sit there and create, because you know what you just did? You just created the future. Now it's just a matter of you showing up for it. And those little strategies right there make the biggest difference in your lives. All right, guys. So 3 things. Number 1, your evaluation. Number 2, your brain dump. And then number 3 is your congratulations letter. I highly recommend that if you have not done those 3 things, I highly recommend you to do it today or tomorrow, but do not go and start your Wednesday without those 3 things under your belt taken care of intentionally. So if I can count on you to do those 3 things right there, put a 333 in the chat box. If I can count on you to do those 3 activities right there. I know that this is something that I've talked about in the past, but I want to constantly remind you guys how important it is for you to do those simple strategies that make such a big difference in all of our lives. I'm telling you, it's going to shift everything for you. All right. So that's that. All right. So that's a little bit, consider that an intro statement. That's not even my training. That's just a quick, hey, let me just remind you guys how important this is. All right. So today I have a specific training. Today, my training is called The Edge of Curiosity. All right. Join Lake, can you give me a brief breakdown of what the brain dump is? The brain dump is just everything you got to get done, right? So think of everything that you've been putting off. Think of all the things you got to get done this week. Make a long list of all those things. Tickets you got to pay, bills, people you got to call, posts you got to make, calls, everything. Just make a whole long list of them. And then once you make the long list of everything you got to get done, then on the right-hand side of it, make a list from most important to least important, and then start getting them all done and make it intentional. Tell yourself, yo, for the next 2 hours, 3 hours, let me work on this list, and it'll start to work for you. Trust me, it's a big, big game changer. All right. So with that being said, let's jump into today's training. Today's training is the edge of curiosity. The edge of curiosity is so important. I've studied a lot of successful people over the years. And I remember I was listening to this interview by Kobe Bryant. And what he was basically talking about was, he said, the interviewer had asked him, he said, when you're looking to hire somebody in your company, what's the number 1 characteristic that you look for in that individual? And he sat there and his first answer was curiosity. And the interviewer looked at him like, okay, what do you mean by that? He said, I look to hire people that are constantly curious about wanting to learn more, wanting to expand, wanting to learn new skills, wanting to be students, right? I want to look for people that really want to become better versions of themselves, right? That's what this is all about. So I thought about that, and then I created a training around this, right? The edge of curiosity. Because you see, if you want to be great in life, it's all going to come down to your ability to be curious. Are you curious about learning to be great? Are you curious about your profession? Are you curious about getting to that next level? And I can tell you guys right now, truthfully, one of the things that has set me apart from so many other people in my industry, in my career, and in everything that I do is my ability to be more curious than them, right? As you guys know, my main profession and in the profession that I've been able to build a career out of has been network marketing. All right. Now, am I other things? Yes. Have I been good at public speaking, podcasting? Now I'm a retreat host. I have a lot of things that have elevated from my experience as a network marketer. I'm a professional network marketer for the last 8 years. I've been doing network marketing as a profession. I chose this as my career, as my wealth building tool and vehicle. All right. But what set me apart and the reason why I've been able to be successful while so many have failed and not been able to accomplish their goals and dreams through this industry is because I was more curious than them. That's the only difference between me and so many other people, is I was curious. I wanted to know everything about the industry. I read all the books. I listened to all the audios. I went to all the events. I asked all the right questions. All right. And because of that, I just wasn't good. I became great in the industry. All right. Because of my curiosity. In everything that I do, I'm always the most curious. I'm always the one asking the questions. I'm always the one that is willing to wake up early to study and stay up late to study. I'm always the one willing to invest the hundreds and thousands of dollars into the events, into the mentorship to get the information. So curiosity is key. All right. So I want to teach you guys the edge of curiosity today and why this is so important for every single one of you that are on this call. If you plan on being great, right? I want you to put a 5 in the chat if you want to be great in life. If you plan on being great, if your goal is to be great at life, if you want to be great as a father, as a husband, as a mom, as a wife, as a leader, as anything, right? It all comes down to curiosity. It all comes down to curiosity. All right. So let me give you guys the 4 ways to master the edge of curiosity. Number 1, learning keeps you relevant in a changing world. Learning keeps you relevant in a changing world. You see, right now, as we all know, the world is changing and the world is evolving faster than ever before. Technology, the markets, communication, leadership, AI, crypto, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's changing every single day, right in front of our eyes, right? But here's the difference between those that are able to excel during these times and those that don't. The ones that excel, the high achievers, understand that yesterday's knowledge becomes outdated quickly. All right. High achievers understand that yesterday's knowledge becomes outdated quickly. So, my question to every single one of us that are here today is, what are you learning right now? What skill are you working on mastering right now? What book are you reading? Who are you learning from? These are all questions that you want to be asking yourself. Number 1, what are you learning right now? If I were to ask you individually, hey, Rain, Susan, John, Rosie, Dada, Michelle, Mikey, Jeech, Sophia, if I were to ask you right now, hey, what are you learning right now? Can you tell me? Right? Because I can tell you. Nano, what are you learning right now? I'm learning unreasonable hospitality, the remarkable power of giving people more than they expect. This is the season that I'm in right now, right? I want to be able to provide the people that I work with, the people that I work with in Alpha Society, my retreats, everything that I do, even from my speaking engagements, how I can offer people unreasonable hospitality. This is one of the things that I'm learning right now. All right. This is what I'm learning right now. And this is what I'm reading right now. Right? Because this is important to me. All right. So this is what I'm learning right now. Neno, and if you ask me, Neno, what skills, right? Because what are you learning right now is one thing, but what skill are you looking to master right now? Because a skill and learning is 2 different things. All right. So number 2 is, what skill are you learning? What skill are you learning? Is it trading? Is it UGC? Right? Are you learning how to make money online and monetize social media? Is it podcasting? Is it crypto? Is it e-com? Is it travel hacking? Is it network marketing? What skill are you learning right now? This is so important, right? There's many skills that every single one of us should be learning right now. but pick one and dedicate the next 90 days to it. I'm not sitting here and telling you, yo, go learn every single skill, because remember, we don't want to be too focused on everything. For the next 90 days, from October 1st to December 31st, what's going to be that one, maybe max 2 skills that you're going to focus on mastering? That you know that for you to have a great year in 2026, you're going to have to master these 2 skills. 1 to 2 skills. That's what I would do if I'm you in your shoes. All right? That's what I would do if I am you in your shoes. 2 skills I'm currently working on is the power of building my brand. That's a skill. Building your brand is a skill. I'm currently learning that. I'm currently learning the power of building my brand. Brand building is a skill. That's why you see me doing so much with my brand, building my website, building my intro video, getting ready, because in 2026, in order for me to maximize and make the money and have the success I want to have in 2026, I got to have this skill down packed. Brand building. Same, so super important. But then number 2 is I'm building my crypto portfolio. That's another skill. Now, even though I've been able to learn the skill over the years, I'm refining it. So I'm investing, I'm building my portfolio, I'm trading it, I'm doing a little bit more, because that's just another extra skill that is going to allow me to learn more about crypto. Right now we're in a time, right? We're in a time where learning about crypto and AI is probably one of the best skills that you could learn right now. I'm telling you. And it's not because that's what I do. I'm telling you, this is for the whole world. Learning about digital currencies and AI probably are 2 of the most important things that you should be learning at this very moment right now. Because that's where the future is going. That's where it's headed. Right? Whether you want to or not. I remember my mentor told me, he said, no, you know why so many people aren't doing crypto is because it's not mandatory yet. By the time it gets to the point where crypto is absolutely mandatory, where they're going to have to pay rent in crypto, they're going to have to pay for gas in crypto, they're going to have to do everything in crypto, it's going to be too late. Because people, think about it, people don't know how to set up wallets, people don't know how to protect, people don't know security, people don't know how to transfer. A lot of people have zero education on crypto. The other day, I'm talking to my guy, and I'm like, yeah, bro, just chat GBT it. He's like, what's that? People don't even know what chat GBT is. Did you know that only 8% of the world is invested in crypto? Only 8%. That means 92% of the world is completely oblivious to the idea of how to learn it. Behances, hit me up. I got you. Text me crypto. I got you. Samantha, hit me up. I got you. I have the solution to that. And this is not a recruiting. I'm not trying to recruit you. I'll put you on. I'll show you how it's done. I build crypto portfolios for people that are not even in my business, just to help them. But if you want true education, I got you. So we got to understand that, what skills are we learning? Are we curious about these things? Remember, guys, don't just sit there and wait for things to come for you. You got to go get it. You have to go get it. Go read the book. Go join the community. Go study the course. Go hire a mentor. No one's coming to save us. That's one of the truest statements that I recognized the last 2 years. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody. If you think that this world is going to magically have somebody show up and be like, hey, here's the money you've been asking for. Here's the skills. Here's this, here's that. And if you think somebody is coming to save you, it's not going to happen. I used to think that the world was a better place. That, Nano's been a good guy, man. Nano, you've been good to so many people. You've been good. You've been a good kid. You lead with the right intentions. Somebody got to save you, Nano. Nobody came. I realized that nobody's going to come save me. If I don't go learn this information myself, nobody's going to come teach it to me. No one's going to come give me the blessing. No one is coming to save you, family. I'm telling you guys right now, if you don't take the time to learn this information, No, you know what's the most messed up part? That people will watch you starve and still not teach you. People will know that you need this information and still not teach you. Your own friends and people closest to you. No one is coming to save you. Start putting in the work yourself. No one's going to give you money for your bills. No one's going to help you pay for your rent. No one's going to put food on the table for your kids and for your family. No one's going to do nothing for you. No one's going to retire your mom and dad for you. No one's going to pay for your trips to go out of the country. You have to go get it. Every single one of us, the 100 and I think 20 plus of us that are on this call right now, we got to go get it ourselves. We got to take the time and be like, yo, you know what, Nano, you're right. Learning is what's going to keep me relevant in this changing world. Learn crypto, learn AI, learn skills, learn online skills. Understand it. Take the time to do it. If you don't know how, ask. Ask around. Yo, Nano, how can I do it? Nano, how can I learn? Nano, can you connect me? Put me in the right rooms, the right resources. When's the next event? Ask around. You have a community of hundreds and thousands of people right here that'll teach you. This is important, right? We have to understand that learning keeps us relevant in a changing world. That's a good one, Zion. I've seen people pass the ball to a stranger when their friend was wide open. Sheesh. And that's true. I've seen it many times myself. Because look, I don't know if no one has told you guys this, but by 2030, a lot of the jobs that a lot of people have that we love and we care about, they're going to be taken away from them. Are you preparing not just you, but your family's future? That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. My mom and my dad, they're not going to take the time to learn crypto and AI. That's fine. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to make sure my family is good. We're going to be good. I already have hundreds of crypto investments. We solid over here. All right. I know how to use AI. I know how to use AI for many different ways. I'm invested in AI. Some of my biggest investments are in AI. I'm not missing this wave. I'm not going to be the one that continues to miss every single wave that comes in this world. There's been so many times that I could have got rich, but I didn't get rich. You know why? Because I didn't have access to the information, but now I do. Imagine if you could have invested in Amazon when Amazon was still in the garage. Imagine if you could have invested in Apple, in Tesla, and all these big time companies. Well, guess what? You could do that now with crypto and AI. So that 5 years from now, 10 years from now, we're chilling on a beach in the Maldives, staying at the Four Seasons that costs $4,000 a night, and it doesn't even hurt you. Because you have money making money for you, and you took the time to learn it in 2025. This is our window right now, guys. Become learners. If you're not waking up and reading every single day, if you're not studying a skill every single day, you are doing not only yourself a disservice, you're doing you and your family and the generations that are coming behind you the biggest disservice. You should be obsessed with learning right now. I'm obsessed with learning. Obsessed. I read every single day. Every single day. Every day I'm learning. Every day I'm listening to podcasts. Every day I'm just doing something. Even if it's on Instagram, it's so crazy. Listen to this. Instagram is toxic, right? To an extent. But my algorithm is so positive that I actually like being on Instagram sometimes, because my Instagram is literally filled with just speaking this, AI this, crypto this, network marketing this. Like, it don't even, my algorithm is not even messed up. Like, my algorithm, if it's not about crypto, AI, a lot of God, sermons, workouts, my Instagram it inspires me actually now. Like, I no longer have negativity on my Instagram. Like, you'll get the news and the stuff that happens, and obviously our prayers go out to everybody that is dealing with things in the world right now, because it's a very, very ugly place in certain places. So my prayers go out to all those different places. But dude, I programmed my Instagram to basically work in my favor. Like, my Instagram is literally one of the most positive places for me. You go to my explore page, it's all positivity, it's all wins, money, etc., AI, God, a lot of God stuff, a lot of Bible stuff, because that's what I look at. That's what I look at every day. So I want you guys to get in the habit of be curious. Be curious. Read every day. Study every day. Listen to audios every single day. I know I say this a lot, guys, but if there's ever been a time to be curious, is right now. Access to information will change your situation. Remember, if you know more, you do more. If you do more, you earn more. If you earn more, you live well. That's the name of the game. Learn more, do more. Do more, earn more. Earn more, live well. Who wants to live well? Put a 222 in the chat box. Who wants to live well? Put a 222 in the chat. In order for us to live well, we have to earn more money. The reality of the situation is we got to earn more, right? But in order for us to earn more, we have to do more. And in order for us to do more, we have to know more. For us to know more, that means we have to constantly be seeking information, searching, reading the Bible, etc., etc., etc. So number one is learning keeps you relevant in a changing world. If you're on this call today and you're like, Nano, I don't have a crypto portfolio, DM me crypto, and this week I will walk you through exactly how to build a crypto portfolio. This will take me 30 minutes for each person on this call. It's not hard. I have a whole team that we can help anybody that is not in crypto that wants to learn how to do it. Just DM me crypto. We'll set you up so that the next 3 to 5 years you're solid and set up. So DM me that if that's something that you want to learn, right? Let's go to point number 2. Number 2 is curiosity expands possibility. Curiosity expands possibility. Nano, what do you mean by that? Well, remember, when you're curious, you get the spark to innovate, right? You never know what's going to come from that one curious idea that you had. For example, this book that I'm currently reading right now, because I've been curious about learning about hospitality, right? Let me tell you how this book even came into my life. Patrick Bet-David, the event that I recently went through, he talks about this book a lot. He talks about, everyone that's in leadership and in business should read the book Unreasonable Hospitality. He highly recommended it many times. So it was always there in the back of my mind, but I didn't understand why. Recently, we went to his event. My team and I, we went like 70 of us to his event. And as I was at the event, I realized the unreasonable hospitality. I'm like, these people are doing more than what's required, right? Listen, the remarkable power right here, the remarkable power of giving people more than they expect. I go to this event and these people are giving me more than I expect, from the day I got there to the things that they told me, the way that they showed me love, just the hospitality was more than I've ever seen. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, the reason why these people are like this is because of the book. They've all read the book. I know that for a fact because I've asked, they've all read the book. So I'm like, what if I was to do the exact same thing that they're doing, but for my business and for my businesses, not just for my business, for my businesses. Let me learn unreasonable hospitality with my business. So now I'm reading the book. And because I was curious enough to buy the book and start reading it, guess what? Now I have a spark for innovation, creativity, and I'm having breakthroughs as I'm reading the book, because now I'm learning about things that this book is talking about that I can now apply to my business and to my life and to my leadership that I might have been what? Lacking. So curiosity expands possibility. It gives you the opportunity to expand more and learn more and be more creative. This is so important. So important. We got to remember that. Sometimes the only reason that we're never able to expand is because we never take the time to be curious. Your lack of curiosity is what's stopping you from expanding your business, from expanding anything. The book is on special for $9. Yeah, it was on special when I bought it too. It was like as a matter of fact, I'm lying to you, bro. I missed the special. I found it once for 11 and then I didn't buy it that day for 11. And the next thing you know, I paid $22 for it. I was like, sheesh, bro, I can't believe I missed a special. There was a special on it. Look, if it's today for $9, you're getting it for the steal. I paid $22 for this. I don't mind it, but I should have taken advantage of the sale when they had it, right? But curiosity expands possibility. Think about, for example, for my people reading the Bible. Because I started to become curious in the Bible, learning about the Bible, my possibility of the man I can become, the way I should lead, the way I should treat others, my mind has expanded in terms of living with God at the center, being righteous, being obedient, being a fear of God type of guy. Like all these things shifted inside of me. I would have never understood those things had I never taken the curiosity to learn about the Bible. Right? If I would have never taken the time to be curious in the Bible and take the time to study it the way that I've been studying it, I would have never expanded my possibility. Never. Think about it now. Remember what point number 2 is. Curiosity expands possibility. Because I was curious in the Bible, now I teach from the Bible. Mornings with Nano, I never used to teach from the Bible. I would maybe mention certain quotes, but the way that we've been doing recently, where I literally teach directly from the Bible and we do Bible studies, think about it. Those things would have never happened. And now look at what happens. Because I started teaching from the Bible, now more people on the calls are more called to learn from the Bible, to want to read the Bible. Put a 3 in the chat if because of Mornings with Nano, because of these calls, you've started to maybe read the Bible more or be more interested in learning more about God or building your relationship with God, etc., etc. As a matter of fact, one of my sisters, I got to give her congratulations on this call. This weekend, she got baptized, right? Can we type a congratulations for my beautiful sister, Rosie, right? Just got baptized. God bless you. The heavens are rejoicing right now, right? But look at how beautiful that was. And I take no credit for it, but at the end of the day, I remember meeting her a couple years ago, almost 2 years ago. And her relationship with God wasn't as strong as it is now. It was her opening herself up, the Bible, all of us as leaders, right? All of us as leaders around her, tapping into our faith, going to these events, preaching, praying, everybody getting closer. Now she said, you know what, Nano, you know what, Amber, you know what, family, I'm going to go get baptized. I'm going to go full. I'm going to go all in with the Lord. That's big right there. Huge. Curiosity expands possibility. It all started with her just reading a couple words in the Bible, opening up that Bible, hanging out with people, your environment, the people you hang out with encourage you, right? She started hanging out with people that were deep into their faith, that were baptized, that were reading that. And then next thing you know, because she was curious, because she took the time to read the Bible, she took the time to do what was required. Look at it now. She just changed her life. One of the biggest, they say that the 2 biggest decisions you'll make in life is number 1 is when you build your relationship with God, and number 2, the person you decide to marry. She just made one of the biggest decisions of her life. The next one is who she decides to marry. So important. Right? So important. Right? But look, Curiosity expanded her possibility. It led to breakthrough. It led to more things. That's what life is all about, guys. You have to be curious. If you are not constantly learning, you'll never, ever know what's out there for you. This is why I get so mad at people that tell me, oh, no, I don't read. I'm like, why? Why don't you read? Like, why aren't you studying? Why aren't you investing? Why aren't you like, why? It's available. It's available. You know, I love how Jim Rohn says, he says, people want to make more money. People want to travel more. People want to retire their families. People want to do this, but people don't read. People don't read. And you know what he says? And they can read. That's the thing. And they can read. So it's not like it's something that's out of this world. They can read. We can all read. Remember, all you need to read a book like this, all you need to know how to do is read at a grade 7 level. I don't know if you guys know that. Every single one of us on this call can read at a grade 7 level. I don't want to hear that. Oh, Nano, I can't read, or I get distracted. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear none of that. Oh, Nano, my thoughts, and I get distracted. I don't want to hear none of that, because that was me. I sucked at reading. You know what I did? I started with 5 pages a day. Then I went to 10. Then I went to 30. Everybody can read at a grade 7 level. Everybody can pick up a book and read. Everybody can study a new skill. But you have to do it. So curiosity expands possibility. You got to be curious. You got to be curious. It's so important. I'll give you guys another example. One of the students on my team, he's probably not on this call, which he should be, but he's not. His name is Abiel. Abiel came into our business, very quiet individual, barely talked, super quiet, but he was always a student. And he learned the skill set of trading. Abiel today is one of our most successful traders within our organization. He's not a big talker. He's not a big one of those, right? He came into this and now he makes withdrawals every week of $1,000, $1,500, $2,000. He could live full-time off of trading just because he became a student of a skill. He became a student of a skill. He mastered it. Now he makes an extra $1,500, $2,000 a week. Paid. Look at the beauty of learning a skill. And guess what? If he would have never taken the time to be curious, to learn the skill and pay every single month, he paid a membership. Think about it. He paid for mentorship. $185 a month. He paid every single month. And think about it. If you invest $185 a month, just do the math. If you do it $185 a month, this is why I be telling people, like, yo, don't be scared to invest into yourself. $185 a month times 12 equals $2,220. That's how much it would cost him to invest it for a whole year into mentorship. It cost him $2,200 a year to invest. Now he makes that a week. Think about that. Some perspective for some people. Some people complain, well, Nano, man, I can't invest. I don't got it. I get it. My boy makes that every week now. You think he cares about paying $2,220 or $2,200 a year when he's making that weekly now? It's the cost of being curious. I need you to understand that. That is so powerful. Super important. So that's number 2. Curiosity expands possibility. Number 3, listen to this one. Learning builds confidence and competence. Confidence doesn't come from hype. It comes from mastery. The more you know, the more prepared you feel to take risk. The more prepared you feel to lead a team, to speak on stages, and to seize opportunities. You know why I could come up here and teach you guys these calls 5 days a week? It's because I'm confident in my ability to be able to speak, to learn the information. Learning builds confidence. You want to be more confident, learn more. Learn more, because here's the reality of the situation. If there's something that you're really good at, and if I was to tell you to teach me about it and you're really, really good at it, you'll be able to teach me. I'm going to give you an example. In the chat, let me know what's one thing that you know for a fact. It doesn't have to be business or anything. What's one thing that you're really, really good at? It could be playing an instrument. It could be, your job. You could be good at setting up Excel sheets. What is one thing off the top of your head that you're really good at and that you could say that you're confidently, without a doubt, you could tell me, right? It could be anything. It could be a job. It could be a skill. It could be anything, right? For example, let me see, making art for John, detailing cars, traveling, reading people, investigations, travel hacking, cooking. Cooking's a good one, right? Jiu-jitsu, right? Travel itinerary, social media management, putting trips together. Samantha, I may have to hit you up so you could come work with me in my retreats. I need somebody to help me put trips together, right? Writing, reading out loud, right? Comforting people, fitness, right? The beautiful thing about it is, like, for example, okay, look at what it is, right? If I was to hit up Eunice as an example, and I was to tell Eunice, give me a breakdown on the power of investigations. Because she's so good at it and because she's done it for so long, she's confident in her ability to do investigations. John Lorenzo, he's good at making art. If I was to tell John, I want to start making some art. Can you give me a breakdown on how I should start? I'm pretty sure John can sit down confidently and tell me, Nano, look, this is what you got to do. Here's this, here's that, here's this, here's that. If I was to hit up EJ Rivera, he said he's good at detailing cars. Let's say I'm somebody that wants to learn more about detailing cars. I'm sure I could go to EJ and be like, EJ, yo, how do I detail my car? Like, what are the steps? Guide me. I'm sure EJ with confidently will be like, no, this is what you got to do step by step by step by step. Why? Because you got to remember, he's taken the time to learn this. All right. He's taken the time to learn that. If I were to go to Michelle and she's like, and I was to tell Michelle, yo, Michelle, look, I want to build my body like this. Her thing is fitness. So if I can go to her and she could tell me, Nano, look, this is what you got to do. These are your macros. This is how many times a week you got to work out. This is what you got to do. I'm sure that even though, right, she may not be in that field, she can teach it to me. Why? Because she's confident in her ability, right? Is it the same in maybe other areas? Probably not, right? Because she may not be as confident in another area. But when it comes to fitness, that's her specialty. So she can teach me in an area that she is confident in because she spent time, energy, and money dedicated to that area, right? So you got to remember, learning builds confidence. Learning builds confidence. I can teach you about speaking. I can teach you about network marketing. I can teach you about crypto. I can teach you about these things. You know why? Because I've invested it. I've invested time, energy, and money into it. So confidence doesn't come from hype. It comes from mastery. Remember that. The more you know, the more prepared you feel. You got to know more. So learn that skill. I just talked about this guy, Abiel, right? If I go to Abiel right now and tell him, yo, teach me trend trap, even though I already know trend trap, I'm sure that I can learn from Abiel. If I was to go to my mentor, Curtis Cobain, who is an expert in crypto, I'm sure he can teach me about how crypto works confidently. These are the things that we got to remember. These are the things that we got to remember. If I went to Tay and I was like, yo, Tay, teach me how to cook, I'm sure she could teach me how to cook as well. Learning builds confidence. Always remember that. And then last but not least, number 4 is lifelong learners build long-term success. Lifelong learners build long-term success. Remember, guys, high achievers don't see learning as a season. It's a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle. You got to be constantly be learning. I just watched my mentor invest 6 figures into mentorship personally. I was there. I watched my mentor invest 6 figures into mentorship. And people would be like, well, no, why is he investing in mentorship? He already has a house. He already has his dream car. He already has a family. He already has all this money, millions in the bank. Why? Because learning is not just something that he does for a season. It's something that he does for life. It's a lifestyle. Always learning. Think about that. Someone who already has it all figured out in society's eyes is still investing into mentorship, still investing into learning more. If he can invest more, what makes I haven't even made half of what he's done. So I supposed to be always learning, 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 learning. I can't wait till the time where I can invest 6 figures into mentorship. Like that's a goal of mine now. That's my goal. Imagine you being so successful and getting to a point where you have to invest over 6 figures to learn from somebody, to learn their strategies and their techniques. Think about how awesome that is. Isn't that incredible to even think about? You're going to pay somebody else 6 figures. What people make in a year, you're going to pay that to somebody to teach you, to guide you, to be your teacher. You're going to invest a Harvard tuition, a 4-year Harvard tuition into mentorship. I can't wait to be able to do that because information costs money. Guys, this is what it's all about. Take these times, especially this quarter, going into the fourth quarter. And if, like I said again, and like I said, what Kobe Bryant said, so I can wrap up this call. He said the most important characteristic that I look for in somebody that I'm investing to is curiosity. Let the fourth quarter be the quarter of curiosity for you. Learn, go out and learn skills, learn skills, learn new subjects. Get obsessed with that idea. How can we scale? I'm obsessed with the idea of scaling my business, scaling my brand. That's why I'm reading this book. Everything that I read, everything that I study is all based off of the season that I'm in. In order for me to scale my business and scale my brand, I got to learn unreasonable hospitality. That's just one of the things I got to learn. It's not the only thing I got to learn, just one of the things I got to learn. So I'm learning about it. I'm educating myself on it because I know that that's just one of the things I got to learn. I know there's other things I'm going to have to learn, brand building, this, that, but I got to take the time. So those are the 4 ways to have the edge of curiosity. Number 1, we said that learning keeps you relevant in a changing world. Don't get left behind. Number 2, curiosity expands your possibilities because you're learning more. Now you're opening doors, you're being creative, and it's leading to breakthroughs. Number 3, remembering that learning builds confidence and it builds competence as well. And then number 4 is lifelong learners build long-term success. Lifelong learners build long-term success. I've been in this industry for over 8 years. I remember I read this book once. It said, hey, if you're willing to do your business for a minimum of 10 years, you'll live your dream life. I'm like, sheesh, cool. 2 more years for me then. All right, I'm cool with I had already told myself minimum I was going to dedicate to this was 10 years. That was going to be my first stop. After that, then we're going to go 15, 20 plus. But I already told myself from the beginning, I'm only doing 10 years minimum. If you dedicate 10 years, and this is from my network marketers, if we have any on the call, 10 years minimum should be your first stop. And you'll live your dream life. This is important, fam. Super key. All right, guys. So if you guys got value from today's call, give me some 444s in the chat. That wraps up today's call. I'm excited to basically finish this call and get to work. I have a lot of work to do today, a lot of calls, a lot of trainings, a lot of things that I got to get done. I'm going to get my brain dump continued here. What was number 2? Number 2 was curiosity expands possibility. Curiosity expands possibility. So, like I said, guys, let the fourth quarter be the season that you jump heavy into curiosity. What's going to be the one thing that you learn? What's going to be that one skill you master this season? Focus on it and get curious about it. And like I said, if you're somebody on this call that wants to learn how to build a crypto portfolio, DM me crypto, and I will make sure to set you up at some point today or at some point this week with either myself or one of my business partners to make sure that you guys are taken care of and you guys start building your crypto portfolios. All right, guys. So I love y'all. I appreciate you guys. Like this video, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys on tomorrow, not tomorrow's call, Wednesday's call. Remember, I'm only here this week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So tomorrow, no call. So catch up on the recordings, listen to the podcast, but I'm not here tomorrow. I'll be back Wednesday. So I'll keep you guys updated with that. Let me do a little quick prayer for us before we go, and then we'll wrap it all up right there. So quick prayer. Everybody bow your heads and let's pray. Father God, I just want to say thank you so much for waking us up on this beautiful Monday morning. We had a great weekend and we are excited to start a new week. We know that the quarter is coming to an end, but we understand the importance of the information that you've been pouring into us, Father. So thank you so much for your guidance. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for protecting us and keeping us together and safe through these tough times. Our prayers go out to all the people that need it, including Eunice's father and all the people that were affected in the church and all the things that are happening all around the world. Our prayers go out to all those individuals, and we pray that you put your healing hand over them. Thank you for keeping us together during these times. Your grace, your love, your forgiveness is absolutely incredible, and we are so grateful for it all. We know that this next season in our life is going to require us to be curious about our love in you, curious about the word, curious about skills, curious about it all, Father. So we ask that you clear up anything in our path that is blocking us, anything that's not in alignment with us, and you just remove it from our lives, and you put the right things in our life, the right people, the right information, the right books, the right everything that aligns with you and it represents you, Father. We love you. We appreciate you, and everything that we're going to do is for your praise and for your glory. We love you and we appreciate you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen, amen, amen. All right, guys. God bless you all. I appreciate you all. Let me get to work and let's continue to have a amazing week. This week is going to be filled with breakthroughs. Again, reminder, no call tomorrow. I will be back on Wednesday and then we will finish up on Friday. So this week, Mornings with Anno will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. God bless you all. I appreciate you all. Make sure you guys catch the recordings on the days that I'm not here. And I'll see you guys on the next call, and DM me crypto if you guys want to learn about crypto. God bless. Thank you, fam. God bless.